Alright, Travis Wayne Goodsell. I was checking on if my latest video was doing better than the other one, hoping that a renaming would do better, and yes, it did. Not drastically yet. Hopefully more will come. Let's see, get the light out of your eyes. Still can't do nothing about the other light in the kitchen, but oh well. And was finding comments by Cheryl, who I commented in another video, was doing the clickbait, and so in the more recent comment of hers, she went on the attack to blame the victim, and so I had to delete her. Ban her from my channel. You don't blame victims. I can't get this through to people enough. You don't blame victims. And until you've been a victim of victim blaming, you won't understand and comprehend. Because people use it to justify getting away with criminal behavior, with corruption, with abuse. You know, that's their first defense mechanism, is to blame the victim. Oh, they caused me to do it. The alcohol made me do it. You know, those types of lame excuses that courts of law somewhere in the United States will allow people to get away with, such as rape cases, where a woman is accused of causing her rape because she was, you know, at a bar when you know, the morality of the town is Mormon, and you shouldn't be in a bar anyway, and even though you're not even a member of that religion, they still blame you, or you don't dress in the manner in which the religion or society considers to be modest, and etc., etc., etc. You don't blame victims. And Cheryl chose to attack me and blame me, who is the victim of Mormon abuse. And so, yeah, banned. I will not tolerate it, people. And so I've been going through my other videos to catch up on my comments. I'm up to 54 now. I'm way behind. Taking those few days off to help that other person with their project got me behind. Yeah, welcome to the new subscribers. I'm sorry I won't be able to go through all your names, but welcome. Some have commented. For example, one is MD. I was going to delete Patricia's comment because she is not getting it. She was being abusive, blaming the victim, and MD subscribed just in the nick of time to comment the correction to Patricia. And so I let Patricia's comment remain, and because MD something 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 commented with very wise counsel to Patricia, and so I added my comment to MD, and had been going through others. So yeah, I'm not gonna. I'm going through each video, but I'll have to go through my YouTube or my Gmail link, or I don't know what you call them, emails from YouTube, to make sure that I catch every single one, because I'm not going to allow abuse on my channel. And it's clear, you can tell that Mormons are out in full force against me. When I declared that the church is going down, Mormon radar just went off, and thumbs down are going wild and crazy. But I keep telling Mormons this. They are so abusive that they don't get it. They don't understand. They blame victims. Victims who stand up against the abuser. The church is the abuser. Mormons who are trained and conditioned by the church to be abusers. They just don't get it. They don't see it. And other people like Cheryl also, they don't see it. You know, she thinks that I'm supposed to be silent and allow people to be abusive. And that will not happen. This is all out war. The church is going down. It will be destroyed. And that's why I put in my video to do it. I've found the brass plates. Mormons understand this, and they're going nuts. They're going out of their mind to shut me down with thumbs down. Because as one previous viewer commented, who was deleted from my channel, is that, oh, I see you have more thumbs down than thumbs up, therefore you must be wrong. That's how Mormons think. It's an ad populum fallacy. It is useless, you know. And the Book of Mormon warns against this, because it says, you know, it's hoped that the majority of the people will choose the right. But then they throw in the thing of, but when the time comes when they don't, meaning that majority does not always, majority is not always right. And, you know, the majority rules is for democracy. And we can't have democracy in this land. We can't have majority rules. Because look at Utah. It's white supremacy in Utah. Mormon white supremacy in Utah. We cannot have that leading the state of Utah, and especially throughout the United States or even the world. That would be the worst form of government ever to exist on the face of this earth. It cannot be allowed to exist, and therefore we cannot have a democracy. We must have a constitutional republic, not a representative republic, not a socialist republic. And if you don't know what those mean, then that's the whole problem. We are being conditioned to choose democracy. You hear it on both sides, from Fox News, from the left-wing media. They're all saying democracy. We need democracy. Democracy is in jeopardy. Both of them are claiming it. They both want dominion over the other. That's why they want democracy, as long as they win the majority vote. And so, you can't have democracy, people. I can't emphasize that enough. And so, yes, Mormons are outraged with me because, hey, I now have something that proves the church is false, that the prophets are false prophets as prophesied, and Mormons are outraged. See, just the newest one that I did, it's got 42 views and 2 thumbs down already in just a few hours. 1 hour 1 hour, 2 instant thumbs down. Those Mormons don't understand that the church is false. They will not allow me to destroy the church. And they can't comment because they won't win. They don't know how to confound me. They don't know how to defend the church. It's the church who's exposed themselves because they couldn't do what has been available for them to do all these decades. They've had the brass plates. technically speaking. They've had the book of Joseph. I've shown it to you. I have it. You know, the book of Abraham. What else did Joseph Smith have? There were more papyrus scrolls. He called it the book of Joseph. Where do we get the book of Joseph from? Ezekiel 37. Mormons, you know this. And yet you're still coming after me to attack me. And then here, 40 views now. 3 thumbs down. For Nelson fails to translate the brass plates. Proves church is false. 3 thumbs down. Mormons don't like this. But this is the facts. This is the truth. And Mormons will not allow it. They will live in ignorance. They will live protecting falsehood. They will protect corruption. It's all tribalism for Mormons. Just like it's tribalism for Democrats and Republicans. Unbelievable. The CTR righteous has been corrupted. I don't recall many on that one. LDS Mormons don't care. They belong to the Church of Lucifer. Not as many people on that one. So they don't come after me on this one. It's the translation they come after me on. My observations of Mormon abuse only has 20. But 2 thumbs down. My observations. And already they're thumbs down. And then LDS Church President Nelson exposed abusing women. And women know this. Even if they don't know, they know. 3 thumbs down. You can't do this to people. You can't do this to women. You can't do this to children. You can't do this to men. Doesn't matter what ethnicity they're from. You can't abuse people. That's rule number 1. Remember? The greatest commandment? Love, not abuse. So what is the church doing? What are you Mormons doing? You can't attack me. You're automatically wrong. You're not defending the church by violating God's law. If you claim that the church is true, you can't attack me. You have to show that the church is true, and you can't, because I did something that is proof that the church is false. There are documents to translate, and the church can't do it. They've already come out with a gospel topic essay, Historicity and Translation of the Book of Abraham, where they said Joseph Smith was wrong. He didn't translate, because Egyptologists say otherwise. And I, however, have done the video showing you how the brass plates do exist, and I've translated them. I'm not the president of the church. I'm not supposed to be able to translate, but I did. So what does that mean to you Mormons? That's why you're outraged. And you cannot remove an iniquitous LDS church president with Abinadi on the thumbnail. 3 thumbs down for that one after 76 views. And only one other person, because I always put a thumbs up on mine so that they go under my liked category. People don't get that. I had one guy say, "Oh, you purposely put a like on yours to get more likes." No, it goes under the category of liked videos so that people can see that category when they search for topics. And thus, if they come across mine, they will see that in that category. Otherwise, I wouldn't bother. And I didn't bother for a while until I finally figured it out. Oh, it goes into a category. So, unbelievable. And then here, LDS Church President Nelson refuses to translate. 4 thumbs down. 4. You Mormons don't get it. Technically, he's not refusing. He just doesn't know how to do it. He doesn't have the gift. He's supposed to have the gift. He has the rocks that he can put in a hat and translate, just like Joseph did. And if you don't know my other videos, you know that that's not how he did it. It was how he made it look to Martin Harris. He had to put on a show for Martin Harris, because Martin Harris was kept out of the loop. Martin Harris was the money in order to fund the publication of the book. And so Joseph Smith had to distract him with a different manner of translation, because he couldn't let him see the actual, what he told everybody was the Pleiades, because that would expose what they were doing. And Martin Harris was the leader of the anti-Freemasons in his area. That's why he burned the 116 pages. And it wasn't his wife who showed them to her friends, who then stole them and plotted to change the record and blah, blah, blah. No. It was Martin Harris, because Martin Harris was an anti-Freemason, and there were Freemasonic coding in the Book of Mormon, more obvious in those first 116 pages, such that they had to revise the Book of Mormon writing to conceal the Freemasonic symbolism more deeply, so that the average person would not recognize it. Unbelievable, Mormons. It's just unbelievable how dark and evil you are. And then Groundhog Better Prophet.
And this is...
Nope, not too many people watched that one. Only one thumbs down so far. That was an awesome video, guys. Didn't you watch Groundhog Day for Groundhog Day? It's a classic. All right. The LDS True Prophet, this was the first video. This was all about the church being involved in priestcraft. The church is involved in priestcraft. Elder Irene's paycheck stub is the thumbnail. Priestcraft, by definition, from the Mormons. Because it's not in the Bible, it's a Mormon word. It's a Mormon evil to be a leader of a religion and setting yourself up as a light to other people and then get paid for it. Not just provided for your basic living, because President Irene does not need to live in Bountiful on the hill down the block from the temple that he was instrumental in having built by his home. He doesn't have to live there. He could have sold his home, got a cheaper home in North Salt Lake, lived a humble life, and not needed to be paid as much as he's getting paid. But they don't need to be paid at all, because he could have bought outright a home in North Valley or North Salt Lake. Just outright buy it. They're that cheap there. Or Ogden. I understand they're cheap there too. But Ogden's a little bit further away from Temple Square, so it would be more convenient to live in North Salt Lake. So it's just unbelievable. These guys get their lifestyles and they don't want to lose them. They're supposed to be retired. They're supposed to be living on their savings. Huh. But let's see, 174 views. And yeah, Mormons are silent on this. So why is it that Mormons are outraged about translation than about corruption? Just the one token person here. What's going on? Why are Mormons outraged over translation? Because that's why I was first attacked when I moved to Utah. I was inquiring about Joseph Smith's translations. I was a believer then. I thought the church was true. I didn't know what I know now. And yet the church attacked me. And so here's, gloves are coming off, and 3. So yeah, people are going, yeah, get them, 10 likes. 206 views so far. So yeah, church is going down, people. So Mormons, it's over for you. Face the facts. Don't drag this out any longer. Those of you who are ex and former Mormons, don't blame me like Cheryl did. You know, Cheryl confessed that she's no longer a Mormon, but she didn't want me standing up against the abuse of the church. And I'm sorry, Cheryl, I will not be silent. I will destroy the church. They've taken away my kids. They've taken away my second wife. That's all I can take, and I can't take no more. Don't make me angry. You won't like me when I'm angry. If you don't know these quotes, you've got to watch more movies. It's used to be Family Home Evening tonight. It's now on Sundays. Nelson has changed it. But why not start watching some movies tonight? The Hulk, if you're not familiar with the angry quote. And the great theme song for the TV show. And so, yeah, the TV show got my heartstrings even as a kid, watching that. So, and then Mormons tremble with fear now that I'm back. 5 thumbs down. Unbelievable. The hatred of Mormons. You can't do this, Mormons. And then Utah dividing to try to conquer me. There are some people confused on this one because they're not watching all my videos. They just get attracted to this one and click on it and don't understand that I have a channel full of videos. I've got over almost 400 now, I guess. But 8 thumbs down. They're victimizing the victim. This is just unbelievable. 8 thumbs down. When I'm talking about my being under attack by Utah, by the police in West Valley City, by others who are Mormon. 8 thumbs down. What is wrong with you, Mormons? This goes beyond horrifying. You know, if you don't understand World War II and the atrocities in Nazi Germany with the concentration camps, the torture experiments on human beings, the murders, the separation of families, and then to go to the Deseret News when they talk about what's going on at the border and to see comment after comment by Mormon after Mormon cheering and applauding Trump for going after those criminal rapists, women and children. Separating families, they're cheering for. Despite the family proclamation, Mormons don't care. That's how evil Mormonism is. 8 thumbs down when I'm talking about me getting attacked. Mormons are cheering. Have you not read Revelations, Mormons? The part of the 2 witnesses. Remember the 2 witnesses? It's said to be in Jerusalem, preaching to the people, and they're doing miraculous stuff beyond the laws of nature and of God himself, which obviously is not the case. It is symbolisms that's being expressed there. But they get murdered. A sniper takes them out. And they're lying in the streets, and the people cheer their death. That they give gifts to one another because The two prophets who were annoying are dead. Samuel the Lamanite in the Book of Mormon story. He stands up on the wall of the center of the Nephite capital. What did the Nephites do to him? They chase him down from the wall, shooting arrows and throwing rocks. They tried to kill him. Where was the leader of the church? Yeah. He was in his nice little cottage village that they describe in another passage. 8. Unbelievable, Mormons. You guys are so evil. Alright, and then church creation. 5. Are you kidding me? Again, translation. 5. Thumbs down. I don't know what it is with Mormons in translation. I was baffled when I came to Utah, and hey, I figured out Joseph Smith, how he was right with his King Follett Discourse translation. They tried to have me excommunicated here in Utah for defending Joseph Smith. I thought the church was true, and the church is attacking me. Are you kidding me, Mormons? What is wrong with you? Did Mark Hoffman do such damage to the church's reputation that you don't want anybody knowing about translation in the church? Little difficult with the Book of Abraham still. Unbelievable. This is the darkest evil, beyond the darkest of evil that I've seen in my life. And I've seen a lot of evil. You know, you go walking through the South Bronx during the nighttime where teenagers are hanging out on the street corners, and then a couple of white boys come walking by in suits. Not even comparable to the evil of Mormons here in Utah. See, because the evil minds of the teenagers in the South Bronx that I encountered, that was taught to them by their parents and their parents' parents because of the slavery that they were placed in. So I understood why they didn't like me, even though I had done nothing to them. But Mormons, those of my own people, what's going on, Mormons? So yeah, the church needs to go down. It needs to go down hard and fast, because I'm sick and tired of waiting around for the destructions to happen. It's really pissing me off. Unbelievable. Because, you know, it's well known in the legal circles, justice delayed is justice denied. Sorry, God, you're not abiding by that principle. God will do it in his own time, Travis. Just wait. Can't wait. I'm not done now. Mormons are past feeling. They will not change. Even when I have knowledge and evidence proving the church is false. Because I've got other things that if I could implement them, I would again further show the church is false. But I went with translation because there's documents proving the church is false. The others, I have to be allowed to implement them, so I can't count that. You know, until people finally trust me and put me into a position where I can implement it. To then show, oh wow, Yeah, he wasn't kidding when he said he was right. Church is false. So Mormon God to destroy the wicked, to save the pure in heart. 9 thumbs down. Here I'm spilling my guts about the abuse to another person here in Utah. And again, Mormons reveal their evil hatred for human life. This is horrifying, Mormons. 9 thumbs down. It's unbelievable. Then the church mafia, 6 thumbs down. I'm watching The Sopranos. I already knew about all this. Excuse me, but the church is following The Sopranos' example. You know, family first. Nobody better mess with the family. It's the same thing. The same patterns that terrorists use, that crime families use, that gang members use, that terrorists use, if I haven't said that already. But yeah, the Russian mafia of Putin. That's why we can't do business in Russia. We're supposed to pull out the church, the missionaries, from Russia. They are now an enemy to America. But the church still keeps wanting to do business with Russia. Man, I'm getting a cough. So, yeah. Mormons, what is wrong with you? It's like you don't even bother to read the Book of Mormon, to learn from it, because it teaches about love. It teaches about how evil begins and how, if it's not stopped, grows into a destructive force. Unbelievable. And then LDS Mormons ignore and deny warnings. Here's the Samuel Elamanite comparison, but Mormons have stayed away from this one. Unbelievable. And then there's the schizophrenic Russian diagnosis that's still in operation here in the States, in Utah. It's in full force. They don't care about the international ban. They don't care that it's a false diagnosis, that it's a fraud. You know, when Utah wants to silence critics of the church, when Utah wants to hide people from society, they don't care. They'll use whatever they want. And away you go. You get erased from history, as I was erased from history. I commented to another person who wanted to understand, well, what happened to you? What's going on? The church ordered my arrest. The church was behind it. How do I know? Because I used to comment in the Deseret News. And after my arrest, all my archived comments disappeared. They erased me from history. Not only did they seal my court documents so that nobody would know that I'd ever been to court, unless you go to mugshots.com, you'll find me there. But nobody would know to look. I'd been erased. And how do I know that I was erased? Because my posts aren't there anymore. My comments aren't there. You won't find them. But you will find those who replied to me. Yeah. And they never explained themselves why they did that. And it's a new batch of people now. But, yeah, unbelievable. And yeah, there was a Mormon who worked on weekends and early mornings for the Deseret News. The person who examines the comments and decides whether they get approved or not. He, on numerous occasions, would deny me. And I knew that it was his scheduled time because I would always get denied, or it would be put on hold for the editor to determine whether it's to be approved. And by the time they came back to work the next week, it was too late. It was a dead story by then. And so yeah, they were purposely blocking and censoring my information, and even on translation. Yeah, so I hit a nerve with translation. I got Mormons on this. They know they're in trouble, and they are attacking me to silence me. So yeah, I'm gonna keep pushing this. So get ready for more translation stuff. I'm gonna keep pushing it, because that's the hot topic that Mormons don't want exposed. And the problem is, if Mormons know this, why are they still in the church? Why are they still clinging to the prophets when they know that they're false? See, that doesn't make sense. If they are triggered with anything to do with translation, why attack me rather than say, huh, yeah, he's right. The church isn't true. Okay, we'll leave. I mean, do you want me to provide you with an alternative religion to go to? I can do it. It's very easy to do. Why is it easy? Because I know the source of religion. I've got the documents. I've translated them. The gospel stories, they come from the same documents. Each and every single gospel story that's attributed to Jesus comes from an Egyptian character in the Egyptian documents. And they mix different characters into the role of Jesus. So unbelievable. And here's the one about the birthday of Jesus that the church got wrong. Only 91 views. The book didn't do any better anyway, but 3 negative thumbs downs on that one. I show you the sign that is mentioned in the New Testament. The new sign, the new star. I show it to you. It's in the records, the stellarium.org records. It's there, and I show you. Yep, here's the one where I get threatened by the Utah West Valley Police. 6 thumbs down. Unbelievable. Mormons know this. They don't like getting traffic tickets. Did you know it's unconstitutional? Did you know they're not supposed to be patrolling the streets? They need a warrant specifically designating the person, the place, and what they're looking for. They don't do that. Utah law gives them authority violating the Constitution. What good is the Constitution? Why call it divinely inspired by God if Utah doesn't even bother to follow it? Again, further evidence of corruption. It's not God's church. Unbelievable. You know, they even encourage members to get their own copy of the Constitution. Republicans even do. Utah's Republican. And still, they will not read it. They just have the copy. I've got the Constitution, the divine word of God. Yay, give me a traffic ticket. Violate my rights. Dum 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 dum. And if you don't understand that, that's from the South Park episode about Joseph Smith. And the sweet little Mormon girl from Northern California that I did the commentary of her video of a commentary of South Park episode, she didn't catch it. Not too many Mormons, not too many people went to that video. Do you want to know the episode? Let me find the video. Because I put the episode in there. I mean, yeah, it was over an hour. But I commented in the oh man, yeah, because she reminds me of my daughter. All right, so South Park season 7 episode 12, all about Mormons. And then you've got to see the episode from season 4 episode 10 called Probably. Because there's the scene when they go to hell. And people, one guy comments, I was a devout Presbyterian or some organization. Why am I here? And other people are going, yeah, why are we here? What's going on? And the guy finally came out and said, the true church was the Mormons. Just hilarious. Because Mormons don't believe in heaven and hell, but that's the hilarity of South Park. Because it was the Christians' viewpoint that there's only heaven and hell. And they all end up in hell. But in the Mormon theology, no, Christians don't go to hell. So that's what made it so funny. All right, this is 42 minutes long. So, yeah, Mormons, I gotcha. Translation, that's the key to breaking you down. You are exposed now. Your weakness has been shown, and I'm going to tear you apart. So, church is going down. Melissa,